श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि प्रणामं लक्ष्मणमुनिप्रतिगृह्णातु मामकं प्रसादयति यत्सूक्तिः स्वाधीनपतिकां श्रुतिम्. So, in the Churnikai of Sharanagati Gadyam, we have the Kalyana Gunangals, the numerous auspicious attributes of Vishnu, Perumal, are enumerated there, enlisted in the Churnikai. Swabhavika, Anavadika, Disaya, Adisaya, Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Sakti, Tejas, Shausilya, Vatsalya, Mardava, Arjava, Sauharda, Samya, Karunya, Madhurya, Gambhirya, Audharya, Chaturya, Stairya, Dhairya, Shaurya, Parakrama, Satyakama, Satyashankalpa, Krititva, Kritagnyata. We have covered up to Stairyam. After that, we have also enjoyed yesterday Dhairyam. Now, Sauryam and Parakramam. Shaurya, Parakrama go hand in hand together. Of course, it is also combined with Dhairyam. Dhairya, Shaurya, Parakrama. Swami Svataprakashikacharya explains that Swagriha iva Parabhale Pravesha Samartyam Shauryam. Adavade, in one, a person who enters into his house without any hesitation, without any fear, without any hurdle, effortlessly, without any challenges, he enters into his own house. Similarly, in the same way, he enters into the enemy camp with no fear, no struggle, no hurdle, no efforts. He walks without any fear, a semblance of fear, as if it is his own house he enters. That is Shaurya. Suram, it comes from Suram, Shaurya. Shaurya refers to the heroic courage to enter into the camp of the enemies unaided and without any hesitation. Nirbhaya Pravesha Samartyam. So, whereas Parakramam means Praveshe Sati Tan Nirasana Kaushalam Parakramaha. Adavade Tayakkamum Tadayum Yindri Pagaivar Sainyatil Puguvadu Mattum Podad. Like we saw in Shauryam, entering into the camp of the enemies unaided and without any hesitation. That alone is not enough. I can also do that because I am stupid. I do not know what's the power of the enemies, nor do I know what can I not do. So it is just being foolish. Whereas Parakrama means the one who goes inside without any hurdles, without any challenges, without any hesitation, and that's the courage, heroic courage, entering into the camp of the enemies unaided, and then come back, defend oneself against those enemies, completely devastating the enemies, totally destroying the enemies, totally removing the enemies, and come back victorious. That is Parakrama. Pravesha Sati Tan Nirasana Kaushalam Parakramaha. So here in Janasthanam, Swami Sri Ramachandra Murthy, I told you that he had absolutely no semblance of fear. Dhairyam. Moolabale Sannihitepi Purvakshanatna Visheshaha. Ravana, so when Ravanan came to fight against Sri Rama, Periyavachan Pillai says, Rama, the attitude, the mindset, the coolness that he had before Ravana came in the front, and after Ravana comes in the front, between both the times, Rama was the same. There was absolutely no difference. பூர்வ க்ஷணத்தில் எவ்வாறு அச்சம் சிறிதுமின்றி இருந்தானோ அப்படியே இப்பொழுதும் இருந்தார். That is தைரியம். And Shauryam is not just that, Tatpala Praveshanam, entering into the battlefield, fighting against Ravana as if it's like a fish in the water. He was very comfortable fighting against Ravana. There was no way that he was going to have any struggle. In the same way, in Janasthanam, when Karadushana 14,000 Rakshasas came, Rama was completely unperturbed. He tied his matted locks and he was very cool. That was Dhairyam, which we saw yesterday. Now Shauryam. He told Lakshmana to take care of Sita, and he walked out of the ashram, the hermit, and he came out of the ashram and started walking towards the 14,000 Rakshasas effortlessly. He started sending the arrows and he kept on moving ahead. Chinnam, Binnam, Sharai, Tagdam, Prabhagnam, Shastrapititam, Balam, Ramena Dadrishuhu, Naramam, Shigrakarinam, Chinnam, Binnam, Sharai, Dagdam. He went into the Rakshasa Sainyam and he cut asunder the heads of Rakshasas with his arrows. He tore open the bodies of the Rakshasas with his arrows. He burnt some of them with his arrows. He broke the bones of the Rakshasas with his arrows. And he completely shattered the 14,000 Rakshasas within fraction of few minutes. And that they said they have never seen such Rama before. Even Sita had not seen such Rama before. And the Parakramam, the Sri Raman's Parakramam is talked about, that the way he went inside and killed those 14,000 Rakshasas was simply remarkable, simply unimaginable, unfathomable. And that is Rama's Parakramam, Shauryam and Parakramam. Coming back victorious, not only going inside effortlessly without any hesitation, and finish them off and come back effortlessly, victoriously. Shauryam, Periyavachan Pillai says, Ashrita Virodhigalai Aliyach Cheyya Vallavanaayirukkai. Be capable of finishing the Ashrita Virodhis, the enemies of the Bhagavatas, the enemies of devotees, enemies of rishis, finishing them off. And Parakramam, finishing them off effortlessly and come back victorious. So this Ashrita Parakramam is so beautifully it's talked about. Prahartacha, Chinnam, Binnam, Sharair Dagdam. So he enters into the Shenai, the army, and he cuts, he breaks them off, he burns them, and that's Parakramam. Swami Periyavachan Pillai says, Dhairyam, Perum Padai Porida Neringiya Podum Anjadirikkai, having no fear even if the huge army comes in the front. Shauryam, getting into the army as if he walks into the party where the friends are sitting. Parakramam, after entering, finishing the enemies and come back victorious. Purvakshane smritirahitam shatru shenayam adhyasannayam api abhirutvam shauryam. அதாவது இப்படி ஒரு பகைவரின் பெரும் படை நெருங்கும் என்று முன் க்ஷணத்தில் கூட நினைக்கவில்லை. He was not at all expecting that 14,000 Rakshasas will come then and there after Shurpanakha was sent back. He didn't at all expect. At least had he known one day before, he could have prepared himself. Had he known 10 minutes before, he could have readied himself. Not that. 14,000 Rakshasas were in the front of the ashram and he was having no semblance of fear. Shaurya. And enters into that Shenai, into the army with no hesitation, unaided. That is Shauryam. And Shatrushenayam Swasenayamiva Praveshtritvam. Swami says it is also called Viryam, the valor, the vigor. So, as if he is entering into his own army. Shatrushenayam Swasenayamiva Praveshtritvam. Swayam Akshatatvena Parasamhritvam. Parakramaha. அதாவது தான் அடிபடாமல் இருந்து கொண்டு பிறரை அழிக்கும் ஆற்றல் பராக்கிரமம். He was not getting hurt at all and finishing the others off. That's parakramam. So Shauryam, the way he was behaving, the way he was feeling a minute before the enemy comes in, and after the enemy comes in, there was no difference in his mindset, in his mental frame. So that is Shauryam, and enters into the army and without any hesitation is Viryam. And then Parakramam, effortlessly and victoriously coming back after finishing them off. So Shauryam, Viryam, Parakramam are talked about here. Shauryam Tejo Dhritihi, Gita says, 18.43. Shauryam, Viryam, Parakramam, these gunas are so beautifully talked about. Shauryam, Yuddhe Nirbhaya Pravesha Samarthyam, Swami Emperumanar mentions in Gita Bhashyam. Yuddhathil Acham Siridumindri Pugundu Shellum, Atral, Shauryam. So these are all interlinked, and it all talks about how wonderfully Sri Rama entered into the battlefield, entered into the enemy camp, how he finishes them off, and how he comes back victoriously. Here, whenever the devotees are being troubled, whenever the Ashritas, the Bhagavatottamas, pray to him, he would effortlessly walk into the enemies of the Bhagavatottamas and finish them off for protecting them. So we need not be worried or having an apprehension at any time that whether Perumal would save us, would he be able to protect us, would he be able to take care of my current situation, all that thing, we don't have to worry. Parakramaha Pravishtasya Parasainya Chinnam Bignam Sarair Daktam Ityayukto Vyaparaha, Vedanta Desika says, Abhiyata Prahartacha Ityat Yuktau Imau Dvau Gunau Ashrita Virodi Pankartau Dairyadaya Trayova Pakaivaruடைய பயங்கரமான பெரும் படையில், without the entering into the wild, cruel, horrible, humongous army of the enemy, and without any fear entering into that, having that Shauryam, and then come back victoriously after breaking them their bones, after burning them completely with the arrows, after cutting their heads off, after destroying them completely. Chinnam, Binnam, Sharair, Dagnam. So, Sri Ramayana Shlokam is taken, and Sri Valmiki also mentions Abhiyata Prahartacha, Shaurya Parakramam. Abhiyata means Pagaivar Padayil Puguvadahira Shauryam. Prahartacha, coming back victoriously. So, Shauryam, Parakramam are the most beautiful gunas that would facilitate, that would give us an assuaging assurance that our enemies would be taken care. But unfortunately, our enemies are not outside. They are within us, and they are the evil mind, and that's working against us. We should only pray to Perumal to effortlessly kill those bad thoughts within us and make us think of him, contemplate on him at all times. Nirandaram நான் நினைக்க நீ நினைக்க வேண்டுமே பெருமாளே. அடியேன் கவிதார்க்கிக சிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேஷாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமः. தன்யோஸ்மி.